Delighted to be joined by former Rangers player Carlos Cuellar, who joins us all the way from Spain at the moment. Carlos, how you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Very well, thank you. So I can see there's a little tactics board behind you. We'll get into a bit more detail about
About
what you.
everywhere, all around me, it's
Well,
about football.
just give fans a little flavour. We'll get into more detail later about your career now. But if you just want to give fans that maybe haven't heard from you for a while a bit of a flavour about where you are now and what it is that you're doing.
Now I'm a coach and a manager here in Spain. I've been learning to get the license for the last 4 or 5 years. Now I got the UEFA Pro license, just the high level, few months ago, and I've been training like for the level to compare there is like League One, something like that. And now I'm in Murcia with the under 23. We played last year the final to promote. Unfortunately, we lost. But now we started again. We rebuild the team, and we are starting to get good result now. And I'm in the under 23 now to get experience in my in my knowledge like a coach.
Okay, perfect. Said, listen, we'll ask you plenty more about that later. I'm sure people will be very keen to hear exactly how you're doing and what your ambitions are. But just first of all, I want to take you back to, and I don't know if the date will be memorable for you, but the 8th of March 2007, Osasuna player at the time, your very first time at Ibrox. I just want to get your sort of thoughts on heading into that game and when you walked out there for the first time. Obviously, you'd have known about Rangers being a massive club, but did you kind of know how big it was before you stepped onto the pitch that night?
No, you always heard or watch some games in the on TV or heard about the team, but you didn't realize until you have you are fortunate to play that kind of game with this atmosphere and against club with against good player, and also we have good good result, and I had good game, and it is where all the start after to finish and play for Rangers. But you didn't realize until you live also inside, because even we went to play there with Osasuna. We love the atmosphere. We enjoy a lot the atmosphere, the game, how to play, Ibrox, everything against also the big players. But you always look from outside, and from outside you always look like a dream. But you didn't realize how big it is. Even when they called me first time and they won me, I knew it was big club. It was to compare is like Real Madrid or Barcelona in Spain for Scotland. But you always seen too far like a dream to play for that kind of teams. And when they call you, it's massive, but you realize how big it is. Not when you are in, because of course you are in, but you are living like the dream and you are focused every day in training and game. It's more when you are living, because you are watching from outside after you live inside, and you realize how big the club it is.
I just wonder, had there been any contact or knowledge on your part that you knew Rangers were interested in you before that game, or did it come after that game? Was it after watching you playing that after that they decided that
After
this
after
player we
that,
want to
they
sign?
it was a coincidence that David Weir and unfortunately Iggy was playing. They were quite old, and they were looking for like John center back, and it was the signal because I was there, and I think I played quite well. And after, it was like a red alarm for the for the system on Rangers. Okay, young center back from La Liga, we start follow, and I released. They want me just in the end of the on the league. When they finish, they knew that they want me, and since the first minute I knew, I said to the Osasuna club, okay, let me go, because it's a dream also to go there, and it is a big opportunity for me.
Well, obviously, the move went through. It happened. You became a Rangers player. Obviously, just doing a little bit of research for this today, I actually went back and watched your very first interview as a Rangers player, and you're sitting here obviously talking in perfect English. That day, you had a translator alongside you. Not just that, but everything kind of adapting to life in a new city, a new country. How did you find that? Obviously, being in Glasgow specifically.
It was never going to say it was easy, but it was easier than what I thought in the beginning because I knew my English was very little bit from what I learned in the school. Also, you know, the Scottish accent is more different than when the
Yeah.
way we learn in Spanish. It's completely different. It's another language. And I was there, and sometimes the people told me, "Oh, good morning, how are you?" And I didn't even understand that kind of simple thing, no. But I was so lucky that Nacho Novo was inside the team, and he translate. He teach me the culture of the club, the city, the fans, how to play in a Scottish league because it was the opposite way we were playing in Spain. You know, also in the few years ago, it was more physically than technically from the league I come. And also I was lucky that the few Spanish friends from Sevilla just come to Edinburgh and Glasgow to learn English. And in the beginning, we were like a little family to living outside of the country, and we managed so well the life outside for them to the school and for me to the training ground. And the day by day, the adapting and the life was easy because I have a part of Spain with me and outside the pitch and also inside the pitch with Nacho. That's why I thought the I did probably my best year in my career with the club and personality.
You mentioned Nacho there. Are you still in contact with him today?
Yeah, yeah.
Still good friends?
He's in Glasgow now. He's doing something for the club.
He is indeed, yeah, coaching himself.
Yeah.
Maybe you should get over here sometime to reconnect with him. Who knows? So that was adapting to the city off the pitch. On the pitch, your competitive debut was another European game against FK Zeta. Obviously, you made that same walk down the tunnel out onto the same pitch as you did Osasuna a few months before. Was it everything you expected, having had that experience before? And how was it to this time being backed by that packed stadium at Ibrox instead of being on the opposition?
No, when you are part of the team and the family is different because the responsibility is bigger, and also the feel of the heart because since the beginning, since the first minute, the people start, I don't know, probably because the performance of the pitch was good, and the people start love me and I start love them. It was like match since first minute very good. That's why the responsibility also it was is bigger. Also, how you felt in the beginning when you are the opposite, you are looking like okay, it's fantastic, it's amazing, but from outside, like a little bit of jealous to not to be part of them. But when you are there, the responsibility, also the life, the joy, how do you feel them, how do you feel the warmth of the stadium is massive. You can know, to be honest, even if I beat like Osasuna or Aston Villa, other club with the massive supporters, but it's quite special in Rangers. It's quite different the atmosphere and how you feel when you are inside.
You touched upon your relationship with the fans there. I remember they took to you very quickly. Obviously, your great performances on the pitch would have done that. You're player of the month in your very first month, I remember. But I just wanted to ask you, obviously, the fans very quickly thought up of a song for you, a chant.
Yeah.
But a bit of a strange one, it's fair to say, obviously, about your hair and about your teeth. Can you remember the first time you heard that? I'm just keen to understand what you thought of it. Did you think what they singing about and why they singing
No,
about?
because Nacho started laughing when he started to listen at the stadium we were playing. And in the beginning, I didn't know. When I asked Nacho what they were singing, he translate for me, and I say, no, it can be true. You are joking to me, something like that. And I went to YouTube. It was a lot of songs and put the translate, and it was what he was telling me, and I couldn't believe because it was very funny, very funny. It was good, but it's so how much they love me. I was very fortunate they love me, but how much they love the players and how much it means for them to be part of the family. Also, when you get out of the games, the how many people are waiting for you and respect you. Doesn't matter the result, just pictures or thing is something that I didn't live that kind of culture in Spain. Is quite different. Now we are probably adapting this, but in the beginning, when I was in Spain and moved to Scotland, in Spain it wasn't like that. It was most of the time this is the opposite. And when you get out, lose the game, and thousands of people waiting for your side to tell you, okay, no problem, keep going, next game, picture, this, it was like what does respect is massive, and how much they respect the players, and they knew that you were giving 100% inside the pitch most of the games. Sometimes is football, even to doing everything perfectly, you are going to lose games, and they appreciate that you were giving and living the life inside the pitch for them. That's why even after the result, they didn't care that much, and they were looking for the players to give in the warm and the support.
Obviously, it was a remarkable season for Rangers that you were fighting on four fronts. I know you've spoken before about, you played more games than you've ever played in a season. I don't think you probably played that number of games again this season. It was just crazy. Um, Obviously, Walter Smith was the manager that season. What are your memories of working with him, and where does he rank among the best managers you've worked under during your career?
For me, it was one of the best because he teach me how to play two different football and how to understand two different football. Because if you remember, when we play in Europe, we were different team and we were different kind of style of player that when we were playing in Scotland. Because obviously you have to adapt to different kind of football, different kind of attacking, how to defend, how to play football, and they teach me this. In Europe, I want this for you, and in Scotland, you have to transform to be the opposite and do stronger, beat the strikers in the air, stronger in the mark, and also they knew they told me always, I knew you have the quality. I don't know how to teach you or tell you what you have to do with the ball, because I know most of the time you are going to. It was so funny. You have to go into giving the player with the same color of t-shirt as you. And it was some Scottish different players there, like joking and saying no, like them, and they are giving always to the opposite. He was quite funny, and he also loved me and helped me a lot. Also with McCoy, Sai, and Gerani, and Gerani is so funny, and always was trying to joke with me for my accent, for my English. But they were so close to me, and every day after training, even training, ask me if you need something, your English, this, how you are adapting. If you need something, let us to know. We want you to feel like comfortable. And I understand, and I grow up like a player to understand what the different leagues, different strikers, and different styles of football you are going to play against, how to behave. Because normally in Spain, most of the Spanish football is very technique and tactically, but the English football, the Scottish football, and European football, they are every game are different. Scottish football, it was more box to box, long balls, second balls, marking in the area, free kick from the half of the pitch is 80% goals when I was there, because the players, everyone was taller and stronger. In Europe, it was more keep the ball to anticipate, and it was quite different, and you cannot go with the same strength. And if you're going with the same strength in Europe than the Scottish League, you are going to give him fouls, and the fouls put the half of the team inside the box. And he helped me a lot, and what I'm using now like a coach, how to prepare different games and different scenarios about how big is the pitch, how is going the other team to play, and I learn a lot of tactically how to manage also the dressing room. Because I think it was probably the only one, probably with another that foreign players playing the 11 of the Scottish League. And in Europe, we were playing with all the foreign players because it was different style. That way, manage also to know who is the perfect player for that kind of different scenarios. He was probably one of the cleverest coaches, manager, to understand against who you are going to play. He knew all about the like the 22 players he has in the team. He knows everything, how it's good, bad in all the scenarios, but also he knew very good who was going the perfect player to play against the other teams in Scotland or in Europe.
Oh, you obviously mentioned a lot there about, the different styles, two different styles, a few days apart, fighting on all those different fronts. Europe, obviously, very successful season. I'm sure the Champions League was a big reason why you moved to Rangers in the first place as well. I think obviously because Rangers got all the way to Uefa Cup Final that season, people will kind of forget just how big an impact you made in the Champions League in those first few games. I'm guessing that 3-0 win in France against Lyon must rank up there in one of the best nights of your career, surely.
Yeah, it was amazing. Obviously, of course, when you have the option to move to Rangers, you knew that the club, you knew the atmosphere, the city, because I was playing against them and how big they are. But also, it's very attractive to have the opportunity, like a player, to grow, to play in Europe every year, to fight for titles, to win the cups, to fight against Celtic most of the time for the league, and also to have the opportunity to go to Europe and even in the best competition like Champions League. We have Barcelona, Stuttgart, and Olympique de Lyon with Benzema. Barcelona, fantastic result at home. We beat the Olympique away 3-0. It was amazing. It was amazing, and also they gave us the opportunity to finish third in the group. That it wasn't easy, and to go through until the final to beating on the way a big club with big history, bigger probably than us in Champions League, in UEFA with titles, Werder Bremen, Sporting Lisbon, a lot of big Fiorentina. It was amazing. It was amazing year and amazing way to grow like a player and to live a dream because I didn't even know I was going to play Champions League when I was a kid or even when I was in Osasuna that we were playing the UEFA but never Champions League.
I just wonder, obviously you just mentioned what a season it was, playing all these teams, getting to the final. I remember there was a sort of air of confidence coming from Rangers in Europe that season. I remember Lee McCulloch giving an interview once and he said that he thought Rangers could win the Champions League. I think that might have been after the Lyon game. Or I might be doing him a disservice, but he said something like that. So I just wonder, when you dropped into UEFA Cup, was there a moment or a game or a time where you guys felt we could actually go all the way and win this? Or as soon as you dropped out of the Champions League, was there that genuine confidence you could make it all the way?
I think one of the point of view for us to take us to the final, it was not thinking longer than the next game. It probably is a typical that the cliche everyone is thinking game by game, but it was true because of course after the game you were feeling like with more confidence and stronger, but we knew that we were playing against big club big player with a more of experience of us in Europe. But after play against them, the big confidence we got in the first game against all of them give us the key to go through to the final. To knew that we will repeat. We were going to go through because they didn't show us they were better than us, and also we have the opportunity to beat them. The only way to get out it was if we made some mistake. If we keep playing the same, and that's why we were talking about how prepared was the game with Walter and how we analyze the opponent to attack them or to defend, give us the confidence. But we never saw after Champions League to say, okay, yes, we're going to the UEFA Cup Final. No chance. Not even it was in our dream because if you see games again after games, it was so hard and every game were a battle and was the result were very tight. but the team of the confidence of the team every game were high. I remember the last semi-final game we went through in the penalty, and before Nacho take the ball, we were running through him because we knew that it's impossible he miss a penalty. That was the kind of confident, but it was in the moment. If you tell us that we have to play the last penalty with Nacho, nobody were going to believe us.
That again must have been an incredible night. And was it quite nice for your friend Nacho to see him get that big moment of glory himself as well? Or was there a bit of you that wished, maybe it was me that was taking that penalty?
Now but he was very confident, and he scored a lot of goals. Even when he shoot, he started running because he knew he's the best player for that kind of moment. It was him because he was really cold blood. It was so mental, and it was perfect. And also, if you remember that game, it was a battle. We were defending most of the time, contra-attacking, but defend with the Christian Vieri was the other striker playing in AC Milan after the blonde guy Gilardino, something like that. It
Yeah.
was Ufalusi moved to Atletico Madrid after. They were the favorite to not to beat us, even to win the UEFA Cup, and we went through. And that game was, I remember, probably my best game in my career because everything was perfect. Every ball, it was like I got, I don't know how you say in English, magnetic with the ball, like something. One ball was in the air, boom, head away. It was on the floor, kick away. It was crazy. But even like that, we were the confident that the lucky in that game were with us because everything were going with us in the way to go through.
Obviously, you got to the final, not the result against Zenit that any of the players, the Rangers fans have been wanting. Um, Obviously, there would have been disappointment, maybe a bit of sadness at the time, but 16 years have passed now. Maybe the competitor in you doesn't allow you to look at it this way, but as time's gone on, have you been more able to kind of realise what an achievement was just to get there, or is there still a part of you that's sort of nagging
No,
away that wishes you had got
the
it over the
achievement
line?
was amazing because if you analyze our team, we were like no big stars, to be honest. We were like the big secrets of the success was the compact of the team to be all together, to be like a family, player by player. No chance we have the quality to be there. It's impossible. No me, no Nacho, no with McCulloch, Ferguson, no chance, no chance, to be honest. We were good players, but not top stars, to be honest. Like probably Zenit got with Pavlyuchenko, Arsabin, they got big players that were moved to Arsenal, to Bayern Munich after, also in Fiorentina against us the game before. But how we were together, it was amazing, and it's the secret of the success. And even the day after, you want to kill yourself because you lose the final, but you knew how hard and the big achievement we did went through against massive clubs on the way. To be honest, I couldn't watch the game. I didn't watch the game again. What I have in my body is like we didn't play as well, and we played before. I probably the pressure of the final, but the atmosphere to be there, I don't know. But even like that, we are starting to have few opportunities before they score. But you see, we didn't see the team like we did before in the way to play, in the way to be compact, to believe, to go for the game. Yes, but we didn't feel like we were so happy with the ball. Probably it's normal the final and the pressure, and we were even most of the players, we were very young players with our first experience in Europe, and it wasn't easy. It's the only thing that I was thinking about this year, like, oh, if we were playing like we did before, probably we lose 5-0. You never know, but it will take us to the final. But I understand it's final. You have to play different, and the atmosphere. Also, we have up front. We didn't forget that Zenit beat the Bayern Munich. I seen nail 5, something like that. It's, and we lose 2-0, and the second goal is in the last minute because we were attacking and they didn't create that much opportunity. I remember the game because it's always in the head. And I think they scored the first goal and probably one or two shots from outside the box, but not even dangerous. We were so compact, we defended so well, and they scored in the 85, 86, something like that, because we were just running like crazy to attacking to try to draw. And I think Darsheville, I think they got one chance in the end of the second half to. I didn't see so clear, but I remember him to have the chance to score to draw, and in the next chance they scored the 2-0. But I think what we achieved, like a club and individually and like a team, is for the history. Is for the history.
So you still, all these years on, haven't watched it back? Is that what you're saying?
I
Yeah,
couldn't. I
you've
couldn't.
never ever watched it.
Yeah, because probably, to be honest, if I watch the game, I will cry.
No.
I was going to cry for sure, because it's something that they keep in my heart, that I couldn't give that trophy when we thought that we could to win.
You did. You didn't have much time to recover from that because the Scottish Cup final was right around the corner. That obviously was a better day. A difficult game against Queen of the South, coming from behind.
It was,
Um, just kind of what was the kind of atmosphere going into that game? Because obviously you're professional. You know you've got to go out there and win the cup, make it a double that season as you did. But was it kind of like a strange feeling going so close from the big come down from that game to having to go straight into another cup final?
yeah, it was strange because the UEFA Cup Final, it was the biggest things for us in at the year, and we wanted to win. And after it's like, okay, the season is over. We failure to win. And also remember, we were so tired. We were so tired because we asked for the federation to delay some of the games to give us few more days to recovery to play, because we couldn't run. And I remember that game. I think, how was the result? 5-3, 4-3, 4-5-2, something like.
Scottish Cup final,
Yeah,
3-2 to Rangers.
3-2, and we start losing two times, I think. So
Yeah, 2-1
we
down.
couldn't
Yeah.
run. To be honest, mentally and physically, we were devastated, because also we lose the league in the last few games because we were so tired. Also in the past with the cup, you didn't. If you draw, you have to play the replay, and we played too many games, and we have the UEFA Cup final in the middle, and we asked for a few days to delay this. They didn't give us. And in the end, we won. We were so happy to win. But I remember that game like one of the hardest in my life, because even if you wanted to, or you send the signal from your brain to your legs to move, wow, it was so difficult because you were so tired. And always, that what I told you, in your heart it was the loss of UEFA Cup final, and you missed, or you think that you fell against the supporter, because the atmosphere at Manchester, it was like we were playing Ibrox even more, because it was crazy, and you felt that. But inside, you knew that you wanted to give the last of the air you have inside to win the other cup, because it was going to be like like something sweet for the supporters, something big fail of the UEFA Cup. But I remember the last 2 months, 1.5 months, it was so difficult to play, because we had too many legs on the legs, and too many European games, that the level and the high of the tempo of the game is even higher than the Scottish league.
You still feel quite frustrated that the Scottish Football Federations didn't help you
Yeah.
out more in that time.
Yeah, because it was something big for that, not only for the club, just for the country. To have a country to win the UEFA Cup is massive. It's something that to put your football, because you know that everyone, even they told me to me before to move to Scottish football, that the Scottish football, the level is not too high. There are not too many teams. This. But when you are there and you're playing, you see that they are wrong and the level is high, and to have the opportunity to win the UEFA, to put your league on the one of the best in Europe to say, look, this is the real level. We can beat everyone. We beat Portuguese teams, Spanish team, Italian teams, German team with Werder Bremen, Stuttgart, to have the opportunity and don't give us after I played that year 67 games, something like that. It was crazy. Not give us only, okay, one more week to give you the opportunity to prepare 100% the final, because it's important for you, it's important for the federation and for the whole country. They didn't give us, it was something to kill us, and we always to remember this, because that's what I told you. We felt most of the game that we were so tired and we didn't enough time to recover, to play that kind of high levels games physically and mentally. And nobody understood why they didn't give us, because it was only few days.
Yeah, well, I can tell you those debates still go on when Rangers and Celtic are going far in Europe here. So maybe we'll see it change one day, but not yet. So that season came to an end. Turned out to be your only season at Rangers. I remember around that time you loved the club. You still do love the club, but you talked a lot about that at the time. I remember you saying, I think you could see yourself staying there for a long, long time. When did that change? When did you first become aware there was interest, and why did you in the end feel you had to move?
No, it was in the end. Also, I started to the pre-season because I was so focused in the team. But during the pre-season, some like big events or different events come with the club and with the Aston Villa. Also, other clubs from England start to call us to, and also to the club, to ask for my situation. I know you see all the problems come after, unfortunately for the club. They also value that situation to sell me, and they say it's up to you, because of course we're going always to respect. And I thought that I couldn't to repeat the year I did. I think it was, even if we lose the UEFA Cup final, in my heart I thought it was perfect. It was perfect. I prefer to end this like relationship in the highest moment as possible, to have the best memory I could in my heart, and for the supporter. And it was so painful, and it was so difficult to do, because I was living the dream. But I thought, okay, it's probably time to do another like adventure in my football. I did Spain, I did Scotland. You never know what can happen tomorrow, and I thought it is probably the best moment, and I want to do one step in Premier League to see how it is going, and to live the other atmosphere, or the other kind of football. And it was like all the club, Aston Villa and me, like okay, I think it's the best moment for everyone, and we decided to move. But it took me like a really long time to say yes until the end, because too many like opposite thoughts come again. The always the good memories come, and the dream to play in England come from the other side, and to live what I did day by day with the teammate, with the coach, with all the staff, the supporters. It was one of the hardest, probably the hardest, because when I live, even at Osasuna, I was so happy. I was 4 years, and the people love me. I love them. We did four amazing, in the best also in history of the club, and I love them. When I have to leave, of course, always is hard, but I was leaving to play to live another dream. But when I have to leave Rangers, it was okay. I'm going to live another dream, but I live in the dream, and I have too many good memories in my heart. But I thought, okay, it's better to live with a lot of good memories in the heart than probably to do another year, and that I knew that it was going to be 99% impossible to repeat what I did, because if something happened one every in Rangers, in more often, because it's a big club. but it's not year after year. It always take like 4 or 5 years to play another final, or 10 years, and so it's not going to be next year. I prefer to live with high memories and also happy not to have not even one bad memories in my brain and in my heart, and to start the new adventure.
So I take it that the day the deal went through, it was, I guess, a classic situation of a bit of mixed emotions. Part of you was obviously delighted to make that step, achieve the dream of playing in England, but then, as you mentioned, obviously it was so tough to leave.
Yeah, yeah, because it take me some time. I knew that they want me even before I started precision, and I did all my brain told me to do, but my no, sorry, what my heart was told me to do, because I love it to the club and I wanted to do, and I did it. But the brain in the opposite, it was like telling me, yeah, but think about this, and it was so high. It told me more than a month, nearly, oh, yeah, probably 5 weeks, because it was in the end to say, okay, I think it's even I play injured. I try to push myself to play injured. I have to take out to be out few games in the preseason, even the first league game, I think. So I did so much to, even if I had to play, to leave a good memory, but I lived with the injury in my soles, and I still remember, and I pushed through too much, that as much I couldn't to play and to give a way, or to see if I was going to stay. And in the end, I decided, sometimes you never know, it was the right, or it was the wrong, but it was the heart told me, to be honest, to the opposite, that what the head was telling me.
So just quickly, briefly touch on Villa, because you went from playing for one of the greatest managers in Rangers history, and all of a sudden you were playing for one of the greatest managers in Celtic history. Now, obviously,
Yeah,
Martin O'Neill was a big character, so I imagine he had something to say about that that you
yeah, it was.
sort of crossing that rivalry when you signed.
Now it was funny, because I didn't talk with him until I was in Villa Park, and I was talking, and he say, I today I'm 2 times. He told me it's the first time I'm 2 times happiest than normally when I sign a player, that is only one, and 2 times because I know one of the best players in the league. Also because I took one of the best players to Rangers to play against Celtic. That why I'm happy for me. I'm happy for Celtic. He told me, and he was also a very good manager for me. Always, like, in a joke way, like in a football way, he says my daddy, and the players say in Villa, he's your daddy, he's your daddy. He loved me so much. I love him so much. We manage so well, even if sometimes play no play, but he believed in me 100%. He put me even in a different position, because he knew that doesn't matter if I was playing good or bad, I was going to play always 100%. He took me also to Sunderland after with him. He was like just with Martin O'Neill, sorry, just with Walter Smith. They were my two dads in probably in all my career in football, because they teach me a lot. They help me a lot, and they were looking the best for me, and always they were trying to help me, not only in the pitch, just even outside the pitch.
You also enjoyed a few good years at Villa, but a lot of people might not remember that Rangers actually came back in for you, tried to
Yeah.
sign you in 2011. Um, just talk us through when you found out about Rangers' interest, and what were your thoughts when you first heard that they were interested in taking you
I
back?
wanted to I wanted to go back, but the problem was in this summer I got injured in my knee. It wasn't big injury, it was the meniscus, but I had to be like 2 months out, and it was Alex McLeish. It was the Alex McLeish, isn't it? The national coach. It was in Villa. He come from Birmingham City, and he told me that I was not going to be like. Important player for him. He was looking for other kind of player, like it's normal in football. It happen every year. And if I have the opportunities to move, I said at the moment I don't have opportunity, because I got the knee injured, and I didn't move, and I didn't expect that. But let me know. And we in the beginning another teams come and the Rangers has the opportunity, but the problem it was Rangers has to wait for me to play like 1.5 months, and they were playing to previous to play in Europe, and they need center back just for the moment. They couldn't wait that much because they were fighting for Europe and to start the league to be in the top. And that way I didn't go. If I was fit, I was going the next day because the deal everything was done. Just they were thinking about the injury, and in the end when I recovered, I just play with I play with Villa because in football you never know. Sometimes always I say also to my players now, even if the coach say you are the fourth option in the training, you have to be always for yourself the first option. You have to show you are the first. Put the coach in the problem for what he said, and that's what I did. And in the end, and I start to recovery after 2 weeks, just start playing. Also because the result didn't go through, and the team at that moment it wasn't as big as we were in the past with Martin O'Neill, and a big issue was inside, and I had the opportunity to play. But if I wasn't injured, I had we were talking now about the other life in Rangers for the second time.
Wow, so it was so close to actually happening. Very
I think it
interesting.
was McCoy's, isn't it?
Yeah,
Was the manager?
the
Yeah,
manager. Yeah.
yeah.
Wow. Obviously, it didn't happen a year later. Obviously, everyone knows what happens to Rangers getting sent down to the bottom tier, having to work their way back up. Was there part of you maybe at that point in time that was quite relieved the move had never happened, given the chaos that sort of surrounded the club in the year, then the years after that as well?
You couldn't believe when that happened, and also I knew that, and I also seen the players to stay all the way through until go up, and I thought that if I was there, I was going to do the same because it's part in the heart. Even when I was outside, I was suffering like if I was inside. We didn't expect that for that massive massive club, but inside you don't know how is inside is it is going. When you are there, you are only thinking to play, and you didn't know what is going around. But nobody expect that the club were going to relegate. Even I thought that they didn't even help the club a lot because probably for I didn't remember now 100%, but I remember that they were some possibility that the other clubs helped to Rangers to stay in the league, isn't it? Some
They
vote
had a vote, yeah, yeah,
about that
whether
they
to
didn't
admit
vote.
Rangers in or not, yeah.
I think also they value a lot also the competition because the views on TV went down, the publicity because it's Rangers is like you cannot do that. I think even if they were wrong, pay the ponies in different way, but you cannot allow to be 4 or 5 years not to be Rangers, one of the greatest club in Scotland and in Europe, not to fight for with Celtic because the big uh, the big game is Rangers Celtic Rangers, and it's like Real Madrid Barcelona. Everybody are watching where is the date to watch the game. And to be honest, the value of the league of Celtic without Rangers, nobody counts. They count, it's normal. If I was Rangers supporter, we were going to count. But you know what I mean in real football, the real people love football, not even Rangers supporter or Celtic supporter. They knew what kind of league the value is for the history. Also, the damage for the league and for the country was so big. I think sometimes the punishment it have to be outside the pitch because the players and the team didn't have the how you see the guilt. They are not guilty. You know what I mean? The supporters are not guilty. The players are not guilty. We only know to play football. Punish them in a different way. I don't know how, but keep the team in the league to keep the league so high, level high, Europe high, to bring the opportunity to put the Scotland name, the Scotland league name in Europe with 2 teams or 3 teams sometimes, not only with one, and the level. And you see in Celtic that kind of years in Europe, it was nothing, because if you don't have big teams to play against inside, when you are outside, the gap is massively.
So just before we touch on your coaching ambitions, Carlos, just one last question. It follows on quite nicely from that last chat about Rangers. Obviously, Rangers went to the bottom tier, worked their way back up, made it to another European final. So you were there, saw you with the Rangers top on with your name on the back in Seville. So I take it you still have such a good relationship with the fans over here at Ibrox.
Yeah, it was amazing to live the experience with the pressure that I wanted the team to win, of course. But from outside, like a supporter, to live the day in Seville with them, walking through with too many different supporters, to feel, even if you know, like a player, how big it is, but when you are living shoulder by shoulder with them, going through to the street, when walking through to the stadium together, talking about the memories, the players, how big player they have this year, the big team, how we are playing with Silvinho, how the big opportunity. This is the year we're going to. This is the big opportunity for us to win. Even we are close because the other team is not as big as the other, and it was so amazing experience for me to live like a supporter and to have the opportunity to be there. Even I was sitting in the middle of them, and wow, they let me to watch, and even when they scored everything, it was crazy. It was an unbelievable experience, and they.
Well, so as we touched on at the very beginning, Carlos, you're now retired 2019, moved into coaching. You've got your pro license, working at Moar. So, what's the ambition? Do you want to continue climbing the ladder, reach the top level as a manager yourself?
My ambition is to go back to Rangers to be the main coach. No, to be honest, my ambition is to be the as highest. Like I was like a player, go step by step, working as hard as possible every day, every match, and to try to improve as much as possible, but all oriented to professional football. Now where I am is like professional. It's not professional football about the level of the league, but the way we're working is professional. I've been working also in the last 2 years with professional team like an assistant coach, and the way is this is to have the opportunity to put one step inside the professional football, because it's my dream. And to be honest, it's not because I'm talking with you, but I would like to repeat the same steps I did like a player. I wish to be in the same teams like a coach, because now I know what the clubs are, because all of them are in my heart, and I know how much they mean for the supporters, also for me. And I thought that if you have that opportunity, even if you know like a player, like a coach, you're always going to give the 100%, but probably to be part in your heart is going to be a little bit. You're going to give a little bit more, and you're going to feel the winning are going to be like more emotional, even when you always are happy, but you feel like you are more of the more you are like part of the family of that kind of teams. And I wish I could to repeat these steps like a player inside, like a coach in the team like I were playing.
So, if your phone goes one day and it's a Glasgow number and it's the Rangers chairman,
I
says,
wish
Carlos, do you want
I
to come and
wish
be the
it
Rangers
was.
manager?
It was my dream, to be honest, because that's what we were talking about. You release how big it is, even when you are inside you, or before to put one step in, you knew, but you realize and you even understand how big it is when you are looking from outside to be inside before. That way to be now for me was, to be honest, probably that day I wish fingers crossed happen. When I hung on, I will cry for sure of emotional, because it's going to be one of my happiest days in my life.
Well, watch this space then, Carlos Cuellar, future Rangers manager.
I
Um,
will.
Listen, Carlos, it's been an absolute pleasure speaking to you. Thank you for talking to us. And yeah, we wish you all the best of luck. And yeah, we might see you back over here very soon.
Fingers crossed. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure, and always you put my feeling in the heart again. And I was remember, to be honest, and I was even early to cry to remember the teammates, the experience, the games, the finals. I remember the Handen, that kind of game you say in Handen Park. I threw the cup and it was nearly to the fans. It was very big memories, and all of them, even when we lose, it was happy memories with the club. Thank you so much.